Hello and welcome back to the Bodcast. It's episode 96. My wife's being weird, but she joins me here today.
I'm always weird, but to be fair, I'm just mimicking what you just did.
I'm just trying to get comfy.
They can't see that for the podcast. Well, if you're going to try and get comfy, I'm going to try and copy you because it's funny.
Okay. Anyway, today's episode we're going to talk about the Black Country Brick Show, which we went to some time ago. I lose track.
Well, it's not just you lose track. We're also recording this early because we're on holiday right now.
Yes.
So we're not on holiday right now.
I don't even know what day it is.
Today, I think it's Saturday.
Okay.
But this will be going out on Thursday, and we went to the Black Country Brick Show last Saturday, the Saturday before. I'm confused as well.
Last Saturday.
Yeah. We haven't had a Saturday since.
Yes. There you go.
A week ago, we were at the Black Country Brick Show.
Yes.
Gosh, this time travel thing is
I
weird.
know.
So this is like the first smaller show we've displayed at.
You say that, it was still massive.
It was a really big show in terms of mocks versus sellers.
There was a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, it was large. It was larger than last year.
Okay.
Well, so like they had the same amount of rooms last year, but I think this year they'd moved the GBC and downscaled that slightly because the GBC is a GBC. Like, yes, it's cool to have a really big GBC, but they got more mocks in the space where the GBC was last year. So I think that's what they were trying to achieve, is same space but more variety. And there was a good variety of stuff. I haven't done the actual visual review of this. That will be coming out, not this week because we're on holiday, but the week after.
Okay.
But this is more behind the scenes of how it felt to display at this show and the differences. Which we like to talk about these differences. So what was your first impressions? Because you were not at the show last year as a visitor, whereas I was. So you didn't really know what to expect.
No. So, yeah, it was really good. So it was held in a school.
Yeah, it's quite a nice school as well.
Yeah, quite modern school.
Yeah.
Had weird toilets. So.
It wasn't that weird.
It's like open plan toilets.
There's no door on the actual toilet room, but each cubicle obviously still has a door.
Yes.
So, yeah, because I always felt weird, like I wouldn't cut through the toilet bit because the men's was there, so I'd go round the staircase. Well, did you cut through past?
Yeah,
I suppose that's the only way to get to the men's, really, unless you,
Yeah.
Whereas, it's weird. It is weird.
But yeah, so they have so I don't know whether it was the hall or the canteen or it could serve as both.
Yeah, it's definitely the canteen because that's where the food part is.
So they did have food. We didn't buy any food there.
No,
but
because they provided us with nice lunches, and they were homemade sort of sandwiches.
Yeah.
They had like a seller doing the biscuits and brownies and things, and so she was the person who did all of the lunches for us, and they gave us bacon sandwiches in the morning, and that was amazing, the bacon sandwich, because it was really thick bacon. For your liking, it wasn't great because you like your bacon crispier, and it wasn't, but I loved it. And they were still warm by the time they got to us, and that's quite a feat to get that many done. So I really enjoyed the bacon sandwiches. And then the sandwiches themselves for lunch, and we got the homemade cookies. It was good.
Yeah. So we didn't pay for the food.
No. So that was all part of displaying.
Yeah.
There was no fee for that. We did pay for the evening entertainment.
Yeah.
Which we've never done before.
No.
But we were like, we want to be part of it.
Yes.
And the kids are well looked after by your parents, so we don't need to go home for that. And what astounded me about that is that it was pretty much everyone was there. Yeah. Even though it was a paid for social, everyone made the effort to go.
But it was still fairly cheap, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was like £10, £15 or something.
I thought it was £10 a person.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I paid for it ages ago, so I don't remember, but I didn't think it was unreasonable.
No.
And everyone was there. So you can kind of see when you've got the freebie meals, people were like, well, it's a free meal.
Yeah.
I loved the fact that everyone was still there, even though it wasn't a free meal.
Yeah, so it was really nice. So I think if you compare it to the other shows, at Swindon we had, there was free food, there wasn't free food available. There was food available all day where you were asked to donate a small amount of money. And that was lots of different sandwiches. You could just go up and grab however many you wanted, crisps, chocolate, all that. At Bricktastic, it was just crisps and chocolate.
Yeah.
So whereas this one, there was crisps and chocolate available all day. There was the bacon sandwiches in the morning. There was the sandwich for lunch as well. So all that was included. So in terms of, as a displayer, what you have to pay for being there, it was almost nothing.
There was no parking costs.
Yeah.
Because that was all just park at the school. and there was no food costs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did go and buy like a cookie pie from the lady
You
in the
did.
corner because it looked epic, and it was epic.
was.
I mean, there was no way that you could eat a whole slice of that by yourself in one go.
I
You
think
reckon you
I
could have?
could,
No,
yeah.
you're wrong.
Okay, next year.
Challenge accepted. Okay. It was good though.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously that was good. We got an event brick, because you have to get an event brick from all of these things that you go to. There wasn't any form of goodie bag.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It was quite obvious that there wasn't a goodie bag because they did activities for the kids, and that looked like where all the money had gone.
Yes.
So obviously they wanted to raise money, but they also wanted to make sure that people had a good time. And I don't think anyone left not having felt they had a good time. Like, completely, 100%, every person who left was happy. I can't imagine there would be anyone disappointed. So the kids, I think they had to pay maybe £1 to do it. Was the minifigure trail. I'm not 100% sure. Like, please do correct me if I'm wrong, anyone listening. But they had to go and find 5 minifigures that made up a word. And they were quite well hidden.
They were.
And it did keep them sort of going round. And once they'd done that, they then got maybe a raffle ticket to then get a prize. And there was like chocolate coins, there was polybags, there was brickheads. And there was one prize that was the buildable Minnie and Mickey figures.
Yeah.
And a 4-year-old won that, and his face apparently was just a picture. He was so happy. And that was actually, I'd rather not get a goodie bag and the kids get the Lego.
Yes.
Leaving with Lego that you've not paid for definitely solidifies a great day in a kid's mind, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think for us as displayers, the minifigure trail was a little distracting for the kids.
So is this the first time there's been a minifig trail at a show we've displayed at?
Yeah.
There wasn't anything at Swindon or Brickcast, was there?
So we sort of felt that the kids were coming up, especially because ours had a pirate ship in it, and it was a pirate-themed minifigure trail. They were coming up purely to try and find that pirate, and when they worked out there wasn't one, they just sort of moved on. We've had definitely in previous shows a lot more interaction with those kids. And I don't know, the adults were also quite quiet, so I don't know if it's just a Brommy thing.
That's because in the Midlands we're just very thoughtful.
Yeah.
We think before we speak. You don't just rabbit on like you cockneys.
Rabbit on, yeah. Well, it seemed slightly tougher to engage with people, but I also think that there was an element of the tables were slightly lower, so it was a different eye level for the kids. But we definitely still got quite a lot of interaction.
Yes.
But I think for us it was noticeable that it was not quite as much.
I think we were quite close to the entrance, and so as you say, we had a lot of people came to us before they'd found any of the minifigs on the trail, so they didn't really know what they were looking for or what to expect, and so they just got, oh, there's a pirate ship, there must be a pirate on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think, if we'd have been down the other end and they'd already found that one was on Esther's Hogwarts Express and stuff like that, then they'd know, oh, they don't have to be in pirate ships, It would have been a slightly more relaxed view. We got
I don't know. I think
rush
you
past.
give kids like a task, then they find it hard not to focus just on that task, I feel. And I kind of think that the minifigure trail is really good for parents of children where the parents are the Lego fan and they've just dragged their kids around. So it gives them something to do. But when the kid is into Lego, it kind of distracts them a little bit. I don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
But I think just for us as displayers, it definitely gives a slightly different experience.
Yeah.
Because we have quite a lot in ours where you can go, oh, there's 4 skeletons, do you want to find them? And they're like, well, we're already finding these minifigures. We don't want to find your skeletons. So it kind of takes away from that kind of stuff.
On the other hand, we did have kids who would come around quickly looking for pirates, came back later and really looked at it. So
that was nice.
You still get that.
Like, oh, we wanted to do this thing. Yeah. Now we're focused. So yeah, there was a balance for it.
I mean, there were on the Saturday there was a couple, I would say, early 20s in steampunk outfits who were looking for the minifigs for hours.
Oh, they were there a long time. They definitely got their money's worth out of the ticket.
Yes.
And that's the thing. I don't know how much the tickets were, but I imagine they weren't ridiculously priced.
No.
I don't remember them from last year how much they cost, but everyone just seemed so happy.
Yes.
And there was plenty of Lego to buy.
Yeah.
But not to the point that it was ridiculous.
Yes.
I'd certainly heard that some of the vendors, some of the exhibitors in the vendor room felt like it was an overwhelming room because people were in there to try and buy Lego.
Right.
There was also mocks to see, so that was not quite
Okay.
great. But they've got to do what they can with the space they have.
Yeah, I mean, there weren't that many people in there with just mocks, were there? Because you had...
The really long cityscape was
That
also
is
a
a cellar,
Yeah.
so yeah. So you had the massive farm,
Fen Builder,
then builder in the corner, and then
the Thunderbird guy.
yeah,
Alexis with what's it called?
the sorter,
Yeah, brick sorter, but I don't remember.
which is a bit more
That's an interactive thing.
yes.
And you've got
then
the
you
brick
had
pit
the
in there. and
GBC
the
in there in the brick pit. So yeah, I think it worked quite well. I mean,
yeah, I don't think it was too bad, but I think I definitely heard someone say it would be better if people weren't going crazy for the cellars when you're trying to sort of see them off.
yes, you did have to slightly weird. There was like a corridor leading down to that room, and in there you had
Some more cellars.
and some mocks as well.
Yeah, Mock's in there. Well, Alan and Vicky were down there, and they were a very much last minute addition to the show.
Right.
So I think it was just that's how it had to be.
Yeah.
But they also had the consoles and stuff, and
Yeah.
then the other side, they had the driving the cars.
Yes.
But I remember that corridor also had that last time and was kind of clear, which makes quite a good place to go and sit for a quiet area. So I think it's nice.
Yeah. There was also a designated quiet room as well, because I know at one point someone was asking where it was to go in because they needed some time for their kid to calm down.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot. They've thought about quite a lot.
They had thought about it, and they also had a quiet morning as well.
Yeah.
So I think it was really well catered for everyone's needs. So I was quite impressed.
Yeah. And also based on your review last year, they made sure that vendors accepted card.
Yeah. So I think I only found one vendor that didn't take card, and that was the guy with the cityscape as well. But it wasn't really the vendors last year that was the issue. It was the fact that there was all these activities for the kids, so that minifigure trail.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do them unless you had cash for those. So the brick show themselves, they made sure that to enter the raffle you could use card. To do the minifigure show you could use card. And it was so much better because of it, because people don't remember to bring cash anymore. So yeah, that was really nice to see.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've influenced people, which is nice.
Yeah. So in terms of like mocks to vendors, it's very odd. There's only a few vendors. There was one which was absolutely massive. And we didn't find out about that until the end of the first day.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So there was a vendor right outside, like as you entered.
Or before you entered, it was like
under a gazebo.
What that area is, but yeah.
So like from the queue, like that's where you'd go first. But because we came in the back entrance with our mock, ate our bacon sandwich, sat down, like we were
we'd never
wiser.
been out the front, so we didn't see it. It was only at the end of the first day when they were asking for people to help bring in all of the trestle tables.
Yeah.
And so, like, there we are, just carrying these things, and just people just tried to look through.
Yeah, I want this, I want that, I want this.
So it was all used Lego, wasn't it? So they'd find pre-used sets, put them together, put it all into bags or boxes. Yeah. So just loads of different.
There was a
stuff
couple
to
that
go
was
through.
maybe like still in box, but not many. But they had like every theme you could think of, and it was a lot of Lego.
Yes.
And they were very friendly.
Yeah.
And it was nice to know they were there the second day because I spent a fortune at their store. So
yeah. So it's really, I think that's having one big vendor like that in some ways is better than lots of little vendors because you're not getting, here's 10 vendors all selling the same thing.
Yeah, and you have to go round them all to work out which is the cheapest and start haggling with them. Yeah, it's just like
this was
is the
one
Lego.
big one. Based on what we found from prices, it looked like it was all reasonable price.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'd say so.
So, just the sheer quantity of it meant that there was something there for everyone.
Yeah.
They even had a huge amount of Bionicle.
Did they? I didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't look at that.
That didn't deserve a table space. That was just kept on the floor.
Oh, gosh. It was a really nice show. Yeah. And I think it had that feel about it of, because this is exactly what it was, two AFOLs trying to do something nice for their local community. So they were raising money for both Fairy Bricks and the Birmingham Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
And it felt like they put their heart and soul into this event, and it was lovely.
Yes.
And I was not bothered by a lack of goodie bag because
no, and you can see why there's a lack of goodie bag because not only is it that, as we said, a lot of stuff goes towards providing stuff for the kids. So you had all the raffle and everything, but also it's not done by a lug.
Yeah.
So they've not got access to all of the
The
cheaper
lug-
Lego
yeah.
stuff. I can't remember what it's called, but lugs have a way of getting
I think it's lug support.
lug support.
Yeah, you get given all these sets.
Or event
once
support, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was epic.
Yes.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it was really well done because they raised over £10,000 for those two charities.
Yes.
Which I think is amazing.
Yes.
So I was really pleased for that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the really good things about the show is that we found out how much they'd raised really quickly.
Yeah, that was nice to know that what we'd achieved.
Yeah, I think that's important for the people who are displaying. Part of it is you are displaying for charity, so you want to find out how much was raised.
Yeah.
You know.
That's essentially your goodie bag at the end.
Yes.
Getting told that. So your goodie bag is knowing you've raised a load of money for charity. Your event brick, because that gives you status.
Yeah.
The taller your tower, the better. And a bacon
That's how it
sandwich.
is.
Yeah, the taller the tower, the better. I'm gonna get mine so tall that I need a revolving stand like Floss had.
Yes.
Yeah. The bacon sandwich as well.
And I think also location-wise, it's quite nice. I don't mean like the fact that it's cool, but where in the country it is geographically.
Yeah.
So we had quite a lot of northern brickworks.
Yeah.
Because although they're northern, they're quite south of the north. Aren't they?
They're the lower part of
The lower part of the north.
Yeah.
There were people from further up.
Yeah.
But, so you got that mix. Whereas, I think Swindon tends to be
more south.
South and Bricktastic is all of the north. And
Yeah.
so they're very divided. Whereas it was a nice mix, I felt.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely familiar faces for us, but also some people we hadn't met before and some things we hadn't seen. So it was a really good balance.
Yeah.
And I can't fault it. I don't think there's anything I can criticise this year.
No.
I mean, some people might say that they should have been a pudding for the evening meal, but I think maybe
At least you got a plate full of food for your main.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get a plate full of food because your plate disintegrated.
Yes.
I don't think
plates with curry. Who thought that was a good idea?
I mean, I don't think you can blame the show for that. That was definitely the caterers.
Yeah.
I think it was funny to watch. Yeah, and again, the evening meal, they had made sure there was something for everyone. Whereas other places, it's like vegetarian option or this option. They've gone, right, if you don't like spicy, you can have this. If you don't like this, you can have this.
A buffet works well.
Yeah.
Particularly, there were families there as well. Because some people have their entire family up there. One of the vendors, I think, one of the big vendors, it was the whole family.
Yeah.
So, kids, parents, grandparents, all there. So having a buffet just works so much better in that scenario.
It was really lovely. And then the entertainment at the evening meal was well done as well. We had a minifigure bingo.
Yeah.
We had a quiz. The quiz was fun.
With a slightly controversial question.
Yeah, there was definitely a question that was quite clearly not right.
Yes.
But we got the wrong answer. So
yes.
we were happy. And what were those? Oh, and a raffle.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And an auction.
Oh, and an auction, yeah. We do love a good auction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was good fun. And it didn't end really late either.
No. So I think there was a bit of confusion on that. So we knew that it finished at 4 on the Sunday.
Oh, I meant that the evening meal didn't finish
okay.
late, because obviously when you have an overnight thing, you're going to be tired for the next day if it's too late.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The actual show itself, we knew it was an early end on the Sunday because we were like, yes, thank goodness we don't have to pack up at 6 o'clock and try and get home. But we weren't sure what time it finished on the Saturday. Yeah.
So we were expecting it to go till 5 because I think the evening thing was it from 6:30? The venue opened at 6:30 and then food was later. And so we thought that on the Saturday it'd be open till 5.
Yeah.
But it closed at 4 on the Saturday as well, which meant there was a little bit of dead time.
Yeah. But I think they opened up the venue much earlier and we just hung out there.
Yeah.
And we spent quite a lot of time looking at those trestle tables that had come in to see what we wanted to buy. So it worked well.
Yeah.
I think it was a really lovely show.
It was.
And we'll definitely be back next year for the show again.
Yeah.
We're not ranking these shows against each other, but we are just looking to see what
Yeah.
kind of changes between them. And it is sometimes nice to cater your mock to each show kind of thing. So if you knew there was a pirate theme, then maybe you could do a pirate mock. Or when you're doing a local one, it's nice to do some sort of local
Yes.
stuff. We're just doing the same thing at each one and adding more pieces. And we added SpongeBob SquarePants, which everyone had told me needed to be in there.
Yes.
And I was like, no, it doesn't. But every single child spotted it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Like, I didn't realise that SpongeBob SquarePants was such a universal character.
No, I didn't either.
I think I've watched it once, maybe. But like, I asked Leah, and she's like, yeah, I know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never shown you that.
Yeah.
So it's just weird.
Do we have a list of things that we need to do for the next show?
Yes. Do you want to know what they are?
Go on then. A lot of people were asking where Patrick was.
Yeah, so we need to get Patrick now.
Or borrow the costume from Tech.
We're not borrowing a costume. I've got here Crown Bush.
Crown Bush.
So, like, the technique on
Yes.
one of the botanicals, we want to do that. And to remember to bring the puffer fish next time. Because we have a puffer fish.
Right.
I just keep forgetting to bring
Yeah.
it. And
Yes.
Pineapple House would be good. But I don't know where that's gone.
So it was quite interesting. We were placed next to Floss, who does botanicals. And so she has pretty much all of the official botanical set, plus mocks that she's done based on different flowers, some of which are on display in the Liverpool store.
Yeah.
Was it? So you can see some of her work there. But so I found that was quite nice because you had the stall next to us where you saw the botanicals, and then ours where we've used the botanicals in it, which was really...
I don't know. I didn't hear many people comment on that, though.
No, there was a couple of people.
Because you Brummies, quiet.
As I said, we're thoughtful. Friendly and thoughtful.
Friendly
That's
and
all we
thoughtful.
have.
Okay. But yeah. And the mayor came to see us as well.
Yeah.
That was quite nice. And he genuinely showed a nice interest
Yes.
in everything. Like, I think maybe he was a Lego fan. Lego
Maybe.
flan?
A Lego flan.
It was a Lego flan.
Yeah.
I feel like a Lego flan would not be tasty.
No.
Unless it was made of, like...
Was it just a flan in the shape of a Lego? Can you shape flans?
I don't know. What is a flan?
I don't know.
Like, is
It's
a
a
flan...
bit like a blancmange.
Yeah, what's a blancmange? Like, is there gelatine in a flan? Does it have a wibble?
I think it has a wibble.
But it doesn't wobble. Like, it doesn't fall down.
It doesn't
It's a
fall
weeble.
down. It's a bit like a weeble.
I think, isn't there, like, just a flan where it's like fruit and you just have, like, a jelly over the top? That's also a flan. I feel like there's many types of flan.
Okay.
I feel like we should move on.
Yes.
Oh, I really want a flan now. But I don't know what it is. I can't make it. Oh, we've got trifle. We'll have trifle.
Okay. Well, that was a weird tangent.
That's what we do.
So it is interesting that all the shows are different. Reading is going to be the next show we're at.
Yep.
So again, that will be different.
Yeah. We'll let you know what it's like once we've been there.
Yeah.
So...
Any closing thoughts on how amazing the Midlands is? You got angry about the motorways.
Oh, the motorways were ridiculous. Like, from your parents' house to the place we were going, there was like 4 different ways. And every day you took me a different way there and then a different way back. Yes. And I was just like, why? We went on the M5, we went on the M6, we went on the M40, we went on the M42. Yeah. And I was just like, I can't cope with any more motorways. Just stop it.
Basically, my parents are southwest of Birmingham and we were northeast of Birmingham for the show. So there's 2 different ways round Birmingham you can go.
2! Not 4 motorways, 2!
But Birmingham doesn't have a silly ring road motorway round it like the M25. So it's just made up of other motorways. How it works.
It was too much. I was not impressed.
Okay.
That's my closing thought. Birmingham needs to fix their motorways.
Okay. Well, if you have any thoughts, comments, if you were there, had fun, let us know. Harry will at some point put a video out, which he may possibly remember to put a secret word in for people to get bonus tickets.
I'm never going to remember that.
You always forget. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, you want to subscribe so you get a notification when it is out.
Get you plugging our channel.
I know. And other than that, we will see you next week for another amazing episode. I don't know when next week is now. I'm confused.
It'll be next week.
It'll be next week for them, but it'll be like 2 weeks for us.
Yeah.
This pre-recording stuff, it's dodgy, isn't it?
It's necessary.
So yes, so we will see you after our fun holiday in Spain. Bye.
Bye. Have a good week. Barcelona. Bye.